Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your F1 stream. Excuse me. Big up to every single one of you lying and locked in this evening. Much appreciated. In tonight's show, we are going to talk about the huge breaking news what happened this past week about Yuki Tsunoda being promoted to the Red Bull A team and Liam Lawson demoted back to Racing Bulls. So I'm going to give my thoughts on the situation, what I think this means. Do I think it's a good thing or a bad thing for Yuki Tsunoda? And how is this going to impact on Liam Lawson at the end of the day? Because he is the one who was thrown into the deep end. Now, unfortunately, he's paid the ultimate price, but I'm not blaming him. I am blaming one certain individual, and I will be tearing him a new asshole. Let's get the narrative right here, people. Yeah, let's absolutely get it right. Now, very shortly, I will be introducing Michael.Chelsea FC to the stream, but I just want to give my thoughts on the situation first. Then I will add him in. I can see he is currently backstage right now. I sent him the link on Twitter, so yep, very shortly we will add him in. But big up to every single one of you who's live and locked in this evening. Much appreciated. Sorry I'm about 10 minutes late. I wanted to make myself a decaffeinated coffee. Yep, make myself a coffee. That's good stuff. Still lovely and hot as well. But if you're new to our YouTube channel, why not consider hitting the subscribe button as I upload plenty of Manchester United content on this YouTube channel. And I talk about loads of other things apart from football as well. And also in the title, I've put my F1 channel in the title. Please subscribe to my F1 channel because I do plenty of F1 content over on my F1 channel. Now, if some of you are wondering why I'm streaming this on my main channel, it's because obviously I've not set up my F1 channel for streaming yet. So this is why we're doing it on here. And besides, I don't think it really matters what channel you do it on, does it? Because at the end of the day, this is like my main channel I stream on. So yeah, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button, and please subscribe as well to my Mr. Joshy J football channel. Link is in the description. Again, so is our F1 channel and pinned on top of the live chat. And in the descriptions this video are her channel membership and her level 1 and level 2 membership. So if you wish to become a channel member today and help fund my YouTube channel, you can find all the information pinned on top of the live chat. And if you are a channel member today, you get early access to new videos, you get members only videos. So yeah, it's well worth it. So you can find all the information pinned on top of the live chat. So right, let's talk about this huge news what broke this past week. Now, I gotta say, am I surprised it's happened soon? Yuki Tsunoda getting promoted? Yes, I honestly was not expecting this until May time or say June time, but Red Bull know that they've absolutely messed this one up, that they knew they got it wrong now for all the PR and that they wanted to put Yuki Tsunoda in the Red Bull for his home Grand Prix. I mean, Honda's home race. Let's get it right here, people, yeah? But now the Milton Keynes are wankers and literally got egg on their face because they know they made the wrong decision by promoting Liam Lawson. Now, Liam Lawson isn't to blame here. This is no hate on Liam Lawson. Obviously, he wasn't good enough in that Red Bull, but am I surprised that they axed him after 2 races? I am absolutely stunned, silenced. I honestly was not expecting it so soon, but there you go. They made that decision. And now let's see if it pays off for Yuki Tsunoda. But What is this going to do to Liam Lawson? This is what I'm worried about for the New Zealander. Because, he did well at racing balls when, who was it? Nick de Vries was his teammate. I mean, he had his number. He should have been in that racing balls much sooner last season. Then he would have been more prepared, I reckon. But nope, they stuck with a finished Daniel Ricciardo for too long, so they completely wasted Liam Lawson's time, in my personal opinion. That Red Bull team are utter runnings in the game, and I've disliked them ever since 2021. Well, I wasn't really 100% fan of them before, but 2021, my hate for them went up a whole new level, honestly. Absolute joke of a team. Look, we take the piss out of my team for rotting, rightly so, because end of the day, we are absolute jokers at the end of the day sometimes. So Red Bull are jokers on a whole new level. And the only reason why Red Bull are so high up in the constructors is one driver, Max Verstappen, who is literally the best striker on the grid right now, and he is carrying that Red Bull team. Once he buggers off to another team, that team is finished. It's as simple as that. And one of my subscribers, F1 Fans CFC 1985, calls them Nui energy drink merchants because ever since he's departed, they've been nowhere near the same ever since. And there's one person who needs to take accountability for it. Oh, yeah, is that Ron and Christian Horner at the end of the day? Let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get it right. Literally, because of him, he cost my driver, Lawson, an 8th world title in Abu Dhabi. Let's get it right here. AD21, or seriously, the most fixed F1 race ever. Shocking. But Michael Massey has to take accountability for that as well. I mainly blame Christian Horner. Yep, the Red Bull team principal. Now, you need the double wooden swing, Christian Horner. You are an absolute fraud, honestly. The way you treat your number two drivers is an absolute disgrace, yeah? An absolute disgrace. Let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get the narrative right. You are shocking, Christian Horner. The way you treat your second drivers. Now, obviously, the Red Bull is more suited to Max, and like I said, he's literally carrying that team at the moment, which fair play to Max. He is a one-off talent. Of course, he does have a bit of an arrogant side to him, but you do need a tiny bit of an arrogant side to be world champion. So this is why he's been so successful. But that running in the game, seriously, Christian Horner, the day he leaves F1, I will be having a party, and MBS as well, the corrupt FIA president. I'll be having a bloody party when them two leave. Seriously. But if I was Max, I'd get out this sinking ship faster and go say, bosh. I mean, go and be reunited with Nui at Aston Martin, yeah? Or come to the Scooty era when my driver eventually calls it a day. But yeah, it's crazy, man. But Liam Lawson, look, I want him to do well in that racing balls, and part of me is hoping that Liam Lawson beats 1-1 in Japan, Yuki Tsunoda, but obviously I want Yuki Tsunoda to get out to Q3 at the same time, but I do feel sorry for Liam Lawson, but he's not to blame. He was thrown into the deep end. It's as simple as that in the end of the day. Right, before I add Michael on, I will literally add F1 fans I've seen. No, sorry, Michael Chelsea. I've seen in a minute. Horner needs to be cooked because it's his fault. He put Lawson in early, and Yuki Tsunoda should be in that Red Bull seat from day one. More PR from Arsenal. They think can get Fixer Jorge's. Sorry if I said that wrong. And why would he want to go to that club and win nothing? Work under that rules and Lego head Arteta bottle job. Hello, Daddy. Big up to Yuki. I want the Premier League football back. Yuki is destined the same fate as Albon, whereas the Wooden Spoon just bought out, mate. Two of them. Lawson's career is now over after this season. It's afraid Lundgaard will get that racing ball seat in 2026. Lundgaard, sorry if I said that wrong. Red Bull rushes the drivers like Albon now. Lawson's career is over before you know it. Yep, a lot. Big out legend on the panel. Everyone hit the likes and subscribe. Yeah, because they did nothing like wrong. Lawson got too cocky before getting the seat. Now Carmer's bet him. That's a good point, mate, actually. It's clear Red Bull don't rate Yuki. It's obvious. I feel sorry for Lawson. He will do well racing balls. Liam Lawson hates his horse. I was on Adam Dahl 2025 channel earlier. That was entertaining. I dislike Red Bull in 2021 when Lewis got robbed. Yep, 100%. Hope Max leaves soon and fucks off to Aston Martin with his buddy Newey. Yep. It's excellent manipulation. Was it right to appeal from Mercedes, did it? I'm not 100% sure. I think McLaren's deserved it so far. They built up on this. I went, I agree, Hussein. Get the 6 wooden spoons out, laugh out loud. Imagine that, rich money makers. 3 is going to come out at some point, though. I can just feel it. Whether it's with Manchester United or whatever. Looks like Paris will be back in 2026 with Cat back. It's because they want to keep the Mexican Grand Prix on the calendar, mate. That's why. Oscar Piastri reminds me of Sergio Perez. Yeah. Was it right to be on 2021? Mercedes did when Lewis Robs in 2021. I mean, I think they wanted to appeal, but Hamilton didn't want them to. It sounds like unprofessionalism. It is Highjar is good driver. Been watching him for two seasons in Formula 2. Do you think Red Bull's becoming a corrupt organisation this point? 100%, mate. Yuki said the Red Bull suits his striking style. I expect him to get close to Max, no excuses. If he can make Q3 next weekend, I'll be very happy with that, mate, because I do like Yuki, but obviously I hate Red Bull. And after the stream, feel free to join my stream. Okay, I'll seriously consider that, mate. But we have Michael in
now. Big up, geezer! Boss, come on.
Hang on.
Yeah. And big up, everyone. I'm not sure what is happening to our Joshua J geezer guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey! two Joshua J's are in the building, fella. Oh, yeah, big up. Come on. Oh,
come on,
yeah.
Let's go.
I'm in a good mood, Joshua J. I mean, sorry, for the lateness, everyone, but as you guys all know, I was doing the MotoGP stream earlier, and he did it. Pecco Bagnaia, he's got that first win of the season. And, yeah, that's the end of the Marquez domination of 2025. I mean,
obviously I didn't watch the race, mate, but I was listening to your stream. It sounded insane. Sounded crazy.
That was definitely the best race of the season so far, mate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it. So, yeah, geezer. So, yeah, of course, we had the news of Yuki Tsunoda in that Red Bull. I mean, You know what I've been saying on about it last year, yeah? He should have been in that seat from the off. But
Yeah.
you know who's to blame for that. I mean, let's get it right. I mean, what we're doing here, people. I mean, and guess what? The silver spoons are out. They are back.
And the wooden spoons as well. Yep.
Christian Horner, that geezer, needs to get in the bin.
Yeah, he does.
Who does he think he is, eh? Absolute wrong gun. Yeah?
Yep.
Right, think back, people. Who gave Sergio Perez an extended contract during the Canada weekend? Christian Horner did.
Yep.
Who gave Liam Lawson the second seat at Red Bull? Christian Horner did again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Liam Lawson, yeah, he's struggled, but you know what? Am I surprised it has happened this early on? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I am, geezer.
Yep.
Right. You know Yuki Tsunoda, right? You know the situation here, yeah? He is, at the end of the day, he is a Honda driver.
Yeah.
And we all know Honda is going to Aston Martin in 2026. I can see Kai's comment there.
He says Hadjar will be in a Red Bull in the next 2 races. I mean, nothing fucking surprises me with that team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah, Danny I sorting Horner's a rules because I hate Red Bull since 2021 when Lewis got robbed from that 8th title. I mean, I've not standed that team since 2021. I mean, I've never really been a fan of them, but ever since that shit happened, my hate for them went up a whole new level.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Joshua J. Geezer, I'm not really a fan of, let's say, Williams and McLaren, you know, for obvious reasons. I mean,
yeah.
If it weren't for, let's say, certain things, I mean, we could have been talking about, you know, Michael Schumacher as a 10-time Formula One world champion. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
And we all, and obviously, you know, 1999 Silverstone, I think we know Michael Schumacher would have won that year. I mean, let's get it right. I mean, after that happened, you know, the crash at Silverstone, Hakkinen fell off a cliff, as we all know. He fell off a cliff in that season. And yes, Schumacher should have won it. I mean, let's get it right. But, yeah, in terms of this, right, Liam Lawson. Well, of course, he's a young lad. And of course, you're not going to reject the Red Bull drive, are you, alongside Max Verstappen, are you? I mean, but who gave it to him? Christian Horner. This is why I don't get why people are blaming Liam Lawson.
It's ridiculous, mate. He was thrown in the deep end because Liam Lawson, right, he should have been in that Racing Bulls last season, but they wasted too much time with a washed-up Daniel Ricciardo who's finished. So them Ronans have kind of got themselves to blame.
Yeah, they did. Facts, yeah. You know what? Yeah, this is why I don't get why people are going at the drivers, because you know, a Formula One team, yeah, it is so much than the driver. You've got the car, you've got the mechanics, you've got the people in the factories. There's a lot of people that are behind this whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I find it, you know, polarizing. You know, let's say viewers are blaming the drivers, and you know, the way people are blaming Sergio Perez, Liam Lawson. Can you see who's making all these decisions? And why is Christian Horner not being pulled into question? He's only a team boss. He doesn't own Red Bull. Helmut Marko is the one in charge.
Yes.
So why is he in all this? Why is he not showing the minerals?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He should be the one who should be showing the minerals. Yeah.
I mean, it's like Michael. He's the most protected team principal ever. I mean, let's get the narrative right here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we know Diedrich Mateschitz, obviously, he was the team boss, and obviously, he passed away, didn't he, as we all know. So, and then it went to Helmut Marko. And then, all these problems start, don't they? I mean, obviously, the car is not as competitive. And then, so I want to read this bit from Kai. Yeah, he has had 5 years in F1, correct?
Christian Horner on the most
here we go.
in the
Get in the bin, fella.
Get in the bin. Seriously, get in the bin.
Yeah, you will say that. You absolute wronger. You're a fraud, fella. And stop chatting shit about my Ferrari team, yeah? Get in the bin.
Absolutely. Get in the bin.
You use team orders, you absolute wronger. So don't come at Ferrari, yeah? Wronger, absolute melt. So for you, double the silver spoon, yeah? Double.
Double wooden spoon for you as well.
And if I had, let's say, 3, 4, or 5, I'd get them all out. Right I would. But for now, double the silver spoon. So yeah, he can get in the bin. Absolute fraud. Yeah. Oh, by the way, never come to Ferrari. Get that? We don't want you there.
Never.
So, yeah, he can get in the bin, geezer. So, yeah, he's a disgrace. And yet, nobody's blaming him. They all think it's the drivers. Can people realise that the car is a little bit shit as well? The car's shit as well. Let's not pretend the car is shit. Yeah. And if it had to be for Max Verstappen, that car would be nowhere near battling ourselves and George Russell in them first 2 races. Let's get that right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Max Verstappen, I believe he's very unhappy in the past few days. Joshy J. Geezer, from the reports I've been hearing.
Yeah, probably not very nice sort of thing. I said someone just made up a fake account or something, but still, get in the bin.
Yeah, even if it is him, he's an absolute bloody wronger. And I'll say it to his face like I do with everyone, as I do on my channel. Yeah. I mean, like I said, Joshy J, Arsenal and Tottenham fans, beware, because I'm going to come for you guys in that next stream. That might be Monday or Tuesday, depends, where everything is. But, plus we've got Chelsea and Tottenham during week, haven't we? So, I'm going to be calling them out and all. Yeah? So, Christian Horner, get in the bin, fella. You wrong'un. And we don't have wrong'uns on our channels, do we, geezer?
Nope.
So, you know what? Yuki Tsunoda, obviously, this is a big chance for him in the Red Bull. I do think that he will be going to Aston Martin to replace Fernando Alonso. Should it be in place of Fernando Alonso? No. But, Lance Stroll is never going to be going anywhere, is he? I mean, let's get it right. So, but, Adrian Newey's there, isn't he? As you've mentioned in your stream. So, Yuki Tsunoda, Adrian Newey.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for Red Bull, I mean, this is a chance for him to impress. I mean, if he gets into Q3, top 10 on, next weekend, I think that's good. I think that'll be for him. Obviously, let's see where Liam Lawson will be in that Racing Bull. I mean, that's going to be a bit interesting, isn't it? I mean, I know some people have already said what would happen if Liam Lawson is the one who's in Q3 and Yuki isn't. I mean, it's a bit of interest in that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because from what we're seeing of that racing Bulls, I think that's quite a good car. I think they've got
100%. Yeah,
so it's going to be fun, isn't it? To see what's going to happen.
yeah,
That seat is going to be for the rest of the season, isn't it? I think it is.
I think so. Yeah,
Pending there's no other changes. I mean, you never know. I
you
mean,
never know.
but yeah, it's a drive that Yuki Tsunoda should have had last season. But
Yeah,
yeah, but we all know why they didn't give it to him, don't we? Because
yeah,
of ties with Honda. So you know what? He's got the drive. Let's see what he can do. I mean, this is what we've all been waiting for. It's what we all wanted, isn't it? So
yeah.
yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, like Red Bull. I hate Red Bull, but I actually quite like Yuki, so I'm excited because I do like Yuki.
Yeah. I mean, for me in the past, Joshy J, I mean, Williams and McLaren, I mean, there was that time, during, obviously, Michael Schumacher, Ferrari, through and through, as you know.
Hang on a minute. He's rubbish because you promoted him too early. It's as simple as that. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously, you call yourself a team principal,
Yeah.
but you're an absolute fraud.
You absolute wrong, and yet you give Sergio Perez a 2-year extended contract, fella. Yeah, you don't want to bring that up, do you? You wrong, un. And yeah, he's the one who's handing out the contracts. But yeah, blame it on the driver. Yeah, that's that's typical. That, and
Yeah,
yeah, it might not even be the actual Christian Horner, but even if it is, I'll say it to his face. He's a wrong one.
yeah,
And you use team orders, fella. Mark Webber, Sebastian Vettel, we've not forgotten, mate. Malaysia, Silverstone, yeah. So right back at you, you absolute wrong un. But yeah, you get to get to the comments, geezer. Let's see what everyone else is saying.
Oh no, that Christian Horner account is back. I think we all know who it is. F1 fans, CFC 1905. Someone called maybe Mr. Flip, who goes under the name They Race So Hard. Literally, he's a subscriber on F1 Fanatics channel, where literally he creates so many different accounts. So we call him Mr. Flip.
Oh. Right. Right. Liam doing crap makes Perez half decent. His stock has risen after Lawson's failure. Hardly. He's been linked with Cadillac, which we all know about. I imagine he's going to be a favourite for that drive. Liam Lawson, well, he's back in the racing Bull, isn't he, now? Obviously, we'll see what he can do there for the rest of the season. From what I've seen of him, is he good enough to be in Formula One, Liam Lawson? If we base it on last season, I think he is. But yeah, this season, yeah, he did make mistakes in qualifying. But is that car a title-winning car? Is it a race-winning car? No, it's not.
Nope.
I mean, so yeah. Continue with the comments, Geezer.
But yeah, like Kai, Sergio Perez, he had his chances, but at the end of the day, that car just didn't really suit him, did it? Because that car is just set up for Max to do well. And literally, Max is carrying that team. And once he buggers off out that team is completely finished. Adrian Newey drinks merchants because let's
Yeah,
get
they
it
are.
right. Ever since Adrian Newey's left, they haven't been the same, have they?
No. Oh, and their energy drinks are trash, by the way. Yeah, I had one and it was crap. So, yeah, they're crap at making that as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, let's see what the comments are saying.
Lawson won't be in that race and Bulls next season. Hadjar isn't going anywhere, and Red Bull wants to promote Lynn Blad. He must see a Formula 2 drawing her or something.
One of their younger drivers.
Yeah, one of their younger drivers.
Mm. Yeah, well, there's 22 places on the grid. I mean, he could easily find another team. Look, obviously, you mean look at Jack Doohan in the Alpine. I mean, obviously, we'll wait and see what he does. There might be a seat there as well. Mind you, it's not just Liam Lawson, is there? I mean, there's Franco Colapinto. Of course, he's outside of F1 currently, isn't he?
And a moment, he's an Alpine reserve driver, so they reckon in a couple races' time, he may take Jack Doohan's place. So he might be on the grid in a couple races.
Yeah, if Jack Doohan continues to be making mistakes, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Colapinto, he had some good results, but he had some errors as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Paul Aaron is so overrated.
And Kai's saying the opposite. He
Oh,
thinks he's a good driver.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's the thing, isn't it, with F2? There's a lot of youngsters that want they all want that drive, don't they? To make the step up to F1.
But I'm glad now that the younger generation are getting a chance. I think it's good because I've been asking for it for so many years now and saying that they should promote the younger generation from F2. Now it's finally happening. I'm happy about it. Franco wouldn't have been mentioned for a seat if he didn't replace Logan. That's a good point, actually, because no one really heard of him. But Logan Sargent was absolutely useless, so he had to lose his seat.
Yeah, he's being linked with Cadillac.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think they should go for another driver. I mean, I know Colton Herter is in the running, but obviously this is an issue with super license and points and that. I mean, this is what the issue was with Logan Sargent, wasn't it, as well? So
yeah,
yeah, we'll have to wait and see who their lineup is going to be. But yeah, I can see you've got quite a lot of comments in your chat. I mean, it's yeah, it's hectic, geezer, for you tonight.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've got. I mean, yeah, that's a good point for Kai. I do agree with that.
Yeah. Logan didn't do very well. Message from F1 that might hint he might go to Cadillac. It wouldn't surprise you at all, Kai, because obviously Cadillac are going to be American. So we'll wait and see what happens on that one. But I think he'll be favourites, and that's I tell you, F2's not what it used to be. It's not equal series anymore since the regs changes. That's a good point, actually. F1 fans CSC 1905. It's like it used to be so bunched up, but now it's become similar to F1, really, where one team seems to dominate. Yeah.
Yeah, you always get plenty of close racing in Moto 3 and Moto 2, Joshy J. But, in MotoGP, you don't really get much of that, in the Premier class, but you get it in the junior categories. So,
Yeah.
there are a few things, let's say in the bike world and then in the motorsport world as well. Pato Award and Alex Palou are good drivers. They are, aren't they? Alex
they're
Palou,
in IndyCar. I watched a bit in IndyCar, and they're quite decent.
Yeah, they are.
Whoever's got the best engines and car in F2 wins the title. Thanks, mate. I agree. I was raving about Nick de Vries, but he flopped. Oh, mate. Look, he did well for a while, but he was a total failure, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's gone back to Formula E now. He's gone back.
Which literally is like the retirement home, mate. It's like your F1 career is in the gutter. You go in that series, you're finished.
Yeah. I mean, I do watch a little bit of that here and there. But of course, that is electric powered cars, that isn't it? And you have charge them up and all that shit and all that stuff, don't you?
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they all go in the end, isn't it? Formula E. It's the retirement home. That's very true.
But as a Ferrari, mate, it's like I heard we're on about bringing our upgrades forward, for Japan. Originally, it was going to be in Bahrain, but yeah, you can tell we're in real desperation mode now. We want to rush the upgrades, but we got to do something, mate, because our season could literally just vanish like that.
Yeah, we need it, Joshua J. Geezer. I mean, we were 23 seconds behind the race winner in Oscar Piastri. I mean, we're nowhere near, are we?
Nope.
So, yeah, we need upgrades as quickly as possible. And, in terms of, that disqualification, I mean, that is worth the silver, double the silver spoon, fella. I mean, what the
double
hell?
wooden spoon. Yep.
I mean, this is the greatest Formula One team in history, and we're making baby mistakes like that. I mean, come on.
Get the fuck out of here. What are we doing here?
Absolute disgrace. Yeah.
I mean, we're Ferrari. We're meant to be an elite team, and we're acting like a total clown show, mate.
Yeah, facts. So, what is that? So, for me, that is double the silver spoon.
Yeah.
I mean, with Hamilton's car, there was a plank issue, and then Leclerc's car is underweight. I mean, what the hell, geezer?
Not mad. Not good enough.
Absolute disgrace.
This is why we will not win a title, mate. Keep making mistakes like this.
Yeah, facts. I mean, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I mean, we could have had a decent haul of points, and we end up with nothing because of errors like this. It's not on. And it better be corrected going into Suzuka next week. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know this until I think F1 fan CFC 1905 might have mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I didn't cover that on my watch along last week, and I think the results were a few hours later, weren't they? I mean, they tend to be in these things.
Kai just said, Lewis, you should have stayed at Merck. I mean, look, he
Uh,
left, he left Mercedes because he no longer believed in the project. He decided he wants to come to the team in red and he wants to get an opportunity where we'll see like what happens the rest of the season and say when the new regulations come in 2026. It's like maybe are we focusing on 2026 more than
maybe.
2025? I mean, who knows? But I still want us to build a bit of momentum this season to give Lewis the confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, yeah, it might be the last year of these current regulations, but you don't give up hope entirely after what the second weekend of the season. No.
No,
Um. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, look, there's massive problems with this SF25. The SF24 was a brilliant car, apart from when we went on our mid season slump from Canada, and that S24 was unbelievable.
yeah. As you can see in my title, there, geezer, make
Yeah,
Ferrari great again. Yeah.
gosh.
I mean, let's get it right. I mean, look at this, geezer. I'll get this out.
Yeah, go on, mate.
We should be landing the minerals. I mean, what are we doing? I mean,
Yeah,
look at that.
yeah,
That is our car. I mean, let's get it right. I mean, that is. I've got that's the Carlos Sainz one that actually, but I do have Charles Leclerc as well.
yeah. The SF23 that was not a great car to start off
No,
with,
it
but
wasn't.
the second half of the season, it was like amazing. Then it carried on to the SF24 as well.
I mean, I do like the design of that,
Yeah, and
especially the
look at that Ferrari rear wing. I love that.
rear wing, especially that rear wing there.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Love it, mate.
I'm not keen on the HP thing. I know it's a sponsor, but I'm not exactly keen on that. For me, but that is a Ferrari.
100%. I mean, look, you got HP on the side of the car, so why can't we still have that big Ferrari logo on the rear wing? It would look so much better. But anyway, F1 Fans CSC 1905 has put Albon is a mid-soft mentality, can't handle the pressure, just a midfield driver at best. That's a good point, mate. I agree with that because obviously he bottled it in the Red Bull as well, so. Yeah, I agree with that, mate.
Yeah. I think that's another example of a young driver who went in there too early, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
And Pierre Gasly was the same as well. But yeah, I mean, of course, in terms of Pierre Gasly, I think he win a race with Toro Rosso. I think it might have been Monza.
yes, mate.
And then yeah, he got that promotion up to Red Bull, didn't he?
Yeah,
And yeah, they've had a habit of doing this before, but of course, no one talked about it back then because
nope.
they had the title-winning car,
Yeah,
didn't they? And
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and of course, no one turned their attention to Christian Horner back then, like they don't do now.
Yeah,
And they should do because decisions do lie with he is the team principal. He's the team principal. He's not even the team boss.
yeah,
So, Helmut Marko, show your damn minerals, fella.
yeah,
So, yeah, but from what I can see, he's it's just a pussy, isn't he?
yeah,
A weakling. And if you want to manage a top outfit, you can't be a weakling.
absolutely.
Because at the end put that there.
I agree with
Seriously.
you, F1 fans, CFC 1905. Gasly redemption has been exceptional, especially what he's been through in the past. I agree. He's done fantastic in that Alpine. Let's get it right.
Yeah, I think he's done well at Alpine. Didn't he
Yeah.
get a podium last season in Brazil?
Yes, he did, mate. Yep.
Yeah, I think he's a solid driver. I wouldn't say Gasly is a good Formula One driver. I wouldn't say he's poor or anything like that.
No.
I don't think Kai rates Gasly. So as can see the chat here about between Albon and Gasly. Look, they're not that poles apart. I don't think. I mean, what do you think in terms of the Williams? I think Albon is getting the maximum out of that car. I think some of that is some of his talent as well. I mean, I don't think that Williams, let's say last season, the cars he's been in, they haven't been very good.
Yeah.
But he seems to be getting something out of them in the way that his teammates can.
Yeah.
And that's been the case so far in terms of Carlos Sainz, which has surprised me.
Honestly, I'm shell shocked at how bad he started because look at last season. He's absolutely landing the minerals for us, wasn't he? Especially like Melbourne. He missed in Saudi Arabia and then came back and won in Melbourne, which is absolutely unreal. He was performing like a machine last season. I mean, Mexico, that was just top class, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not even that long ago either. Maybe he's just maybe he's trying to get used to the car.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see in in future rounds, won't we? I mean, we're gonna wait and see.
Yeah. Hang on. Albon hates hard racing with others. He always moans when someone races him hard. That's a good point, actually, because I remember when Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon made contact in Austria, I think it's 2020, and he said to Hamilton, "This guy's such a sore loser."
I think a lot of drivers do that, don't they, Joshua J? I think a lot of drivers moan when they're in combat.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that. Gasly is the same level as Albon. Well, yeah, they're both in the midfield. But I think the difference is obviously Gasly's got a race win, hasn't he? I mean, Alexander Albon doesn't have that. That's the only difference between the two, I would say.
I agree with what F1 fans CSC 1905 has just said. Even last year, he cried about hard racing, which that's a good point. Whenever teammates are racing him hard or anyone's racing him hard, literally you can't take it, mate. Good evening, lads. Bosh, big up to you, Hayden Cox. Good evening to you, mate. And big up to you.
Mate.
Good to see you on here, mate. But yeah, it's like Alex Albon, I think he's decent, but is he ever going to be world champion? No, absolutely not. No chance.
No. Yeah, good to be watching. Look. Yeah, I think they'll both have
no, we're not, Kai. We're not Albon haters, mate. We're just giving personal opinions, mate. Gasly won't be world champion either. No, I agree with that, mate.
Well,
He
neither
won't.
of them. But I think they'll have solid careers in F1 though.
Yeah.
But obviously it depends, how younger drivers are going to come through because, we've always had drivers that have been in Formula One that have been in the sport for a long time. I mean, I can remember, when we had, Giancarlo Fisichella, Jan Trulli, Nick Heidfeld, there was Robert Kubica, well, before the crash, rather. I mean,
Oh, hang on, mate. I gotta read this out. F1 Fan CFC 1985. He's put this on in quite a few times. When are you gonna fucking wake up and understand the ones you need to sack is currently to win Stanley, Stuart Little, and the fucking ownership? When are you gonna wake up? When? You fucking well tell me.
yeah. And there's another thing you should get out. You should get out the silver spoons for that. Because the wrong uns fella.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you hear the news the other day about Sam and Jordan? I mean, he's officially come out. Finally, at last. But we all do it anyway, didn't we? I mean, Sam and Jordan and Meatloaf Bowley having days out together, falling in love and all that. I mean, they're all in on it together, all of them. I mean, even for you, Joshua J. Geezer, Jimmy Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
They're all in on it together, aren't they? I mean, they're wrong guns.
I mean, he's even chatted bollocks about my football club, mate. I honestly cannot stand that Ronan, honestly.
Glaziers are wonderful people, by the way. They're wonderful people.
Absolutely Ronan, honestly. How can you say Glazers are good to people? How are they good people? I mean, they are absolute wankers. Like, they've taken money out of my football club for so many years. Ronans, get the fuck out of here. Seriously.
Yeah, they've put your club in debt. They really have put it in debt, fella. I mean, oh my God.
That guy, you're a flip-flop and only support drivers when they do well. Not true, mate. I called out Albon when he's done shit. True, you have, but top banter going on in the live chat tonight. I'm loving it. But it's just wow, unbelievable. But they're all winning for the pound note. They're all sellouts, mate.
Yeah. This is some debate in this chat, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing you could say, of Gasly, obviously, he's won a race. Albon hasn't done that, but I think Albon is getting the maximum, as he has done in the last few years, out of a very poor Williams.
Oh no, this Ronan's back again. I'm going to say Charles Leclerc. No, you're fucking not.
Oh, you are not.
No, you are not. You Ronan.
Man.
He is not for sale. Get in the bin. You are not signing him at all whatsoever. He is a red through and through. Literally, he's been with Stalbert in the past. So, Ronan, get in the bin. He is one of us.
He's come through the Ferrari Academy, and of course, his brother, Arthur Leclerc, is in that academy as well. So, no chance. Get in the bin, you absolute wrong gun. He's going to be lucky to call up, let's say, Daniel Ricciardo again at this rate, given the wrong gun that he is. They're in the bin. So, of course, Red Bull are not getting Charles Leclerc. Give over.
Yeah, game over, man.
Soon as Verstappen leaves, It's all gonna fall down, like Kanye West as Minerals always says. Yeah, it's
And
gonna
mate,
fall down.
I will be having a drink. When that happens, I'll literally be having a drink. I'll be drinking in the Newey Energy Merchants tears, honestly.
Yeah, not happening.
Not
Let's
happening.
put it right. Wronggun. So
Running. Yeah,
he's in the woods with all the other
yeah,
brown envelopes and all the other wrongguns. I mean, let's get that right.
yeah,
And yeah, he'll probably come by on my channel and all, but I'll put him in his place. You know, like I
yeah,
do with all the wrongguns.
absolutely. Because like you and I, Johnny Minerals and that, we don't discriminate, mate. You know, we're not afraid to call people out. You know, one by one, we will call them out. You know, name and shame them. Who cares?
Oh yeah, let's get that right. Yeah. Just looking at Miss video tonight. Oh yeah, I think Maisie's just doing. Well, I think Maze the other side of the coin. I think he's trolling. I know he's done a lot of trolling lately. Daniel Knights 14. So, yeah, you know, there's a lot of wrong'uns out there. I mean, if they want stupidity, you know, they're gonna get it, aren't they? So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's on the wrong'uns, isn't it? Yeah, I think there's a bit of a debate about Albon and Gasly in that chat, geezer. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. Like the situation of Red Bull. I mean, it would have never happened ages ago, and that team is just absolutely. Wow, they are clowns. I mean, you can
yeah,
call our team clowns because at times we are clowns, but Red Bull were just clowns on a whole new level, mate.
yeah. I think that's an interesting point. You know what you said about younger drivers earlier on. I do agree with you. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of experienced drivers in Formula One that have been what 10 years and more. I mean, it's been it's incredible, isn't it? You know, the consistency. But you know, if they're not performing well, well, therefore, you know, they can't be in F1 at the end of the day, can they?
Exactly,
So,
mate. Exactly.
you know, Formula One is a results business. You know, it's not who's the most likable. I mean, we saw this with Daniel Ricciardo last year. You know, obviously he was popular on the F1 paddock. A lot of people like him and all that. You know, look, I get that, but his racing performances were poor. They were not there.
Yeah,
You know, and he should have been you know, axed probably after Canada. I think was it before Canada and he was under pressure. Now I think he did get a result there, and then he was there a little bit longer than necessary.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's what happened, didn't it? But yeah, I think seventh or the eighth weekend of the season is a good idea of where a Formula One driver is going to be. But yeah, yeah, the Tsunoda and Lawson case. Yeah, Lawson too early, too young. But it's not the first time that Red Bull have done this.
yeah.
So, yeah, we've seen it before. They'll do it again in the future. So, yeah, but at the end of the day, he's still in Formula One.
Yeah,
So there is that, and yeah, and now this is you know, Yuki's time to shine, and you know what? I hope he succeeds.
yeah,
So yeah, good luck to him in that seat. Yeah, and it's interesting, you know, hearing the reports now that Max Verstappen isn't as happy about, let's say, the announcement that he was before, you know, compared to Liam Lawson. So that's
Yeah,
interesting, isn't it?
very
Well,
interesting.
I'm going to be keen to see how Max is going to respond next weekend as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I can't wait.
I mean, unless we get a wet wagon race, if it's a dry race, I think McLaren have pretty much got that race in the bag, mate, because their
Yeah,
car at the moment is just levels ahead, isn't
I
it?
agree. Yeah, facts. So yeah, um, you know what? Good luck to him. Good luck to
Yeah,
you, Tsunoda. I mean, I've been, yeah. I mean, I like the driver. Obviously, I don't like, let's say, Red Bull itself. Energy drinks merchants.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even their energy drinks are shit. So, um, Lawson isn't a bad driver. If Yuki puts it P20, it's the car. Yeah, yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it will be the car then. So, yeah, I mean, we're
yeah.
gonna do it next week, can't we?
Yeah, it's
So,
like no one's allowed to beat Max. They won't allow anyone to beat Max in that team because they know at the moment that he's carrying that team. So no one would be allowed to beat him.
yeah, I mean, yeah, if Max Verstappen leaves, oh my, they're in the mud,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna live for it. I'll tell
yeah,
you. Yeah, I mean, if he's not competing for race wins or a title, he's gonna be thinking about his next move in his career, isn't he? So yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, if it's a wet weather race, I think he'll definitely get a win because he's so good in the wet, isn't he?
yeah, mate. Yeah, we'll find out in terms of the conditions next weekend, and yeah, I mean, if it's anything like the MotoGP race that I saw earlier tonight, I just hope it is as chaotic because when I cover watch-alongs,
Yeah,
I think it's better doing a chaotic race compared to, a race where there's nothing happening. So
yeah,
when there's nothing happening, Joshy J, I've got to rely on you guys, the chat, you know.
yeah,
It's a bit like the second half of the women's game today. I had to rely on the guys in the chat because,
yeah.
the second half wasn't the same as the first. So, yeah, I mean, how do you, have you done watch alongs where you've had matches where there's nothing happening and then you've got to rely on the people in the chat? Because that has definitely happened to me.
Oh, mate, I remember I did a live watch on, I think it was last summer, maybe in a Copa America or some sort of international game, and nobody commented. So for 2 hours, I was just like literally talking all on my own. It was mental, mate.
Oh my god. Yeah, it should have had maybe you should have had me on there. I mean, I'm pretty sure we would have had plenty to say. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, being in that situation, it's tough because you have to be the one who engages with the chat because obviously, it's your channel and it's your stream,
yeah.
isn't it? Um,
It's been nice speaking to you guys. Hope you have a nice week. Cheers, Kai, mate. Thanks for your time this evening. It's been fun, mate.
yeah.
All rich moneymakers. Here we go. Get in the bin, speak facts, and have the 6 wooden spoons out. Hit the likes and subscribe. It's ruled.
Yeah. Yeah, big up to rich money makers and yeah, and big
Yeah,
up to everyone in the chat. I mean, yeah, I love seeing debates in the chat, and of course, I've had many debates on YouTube. We've got to put all these wrong guns in their place, haven't we? I mean, yeah,
facts.
you know what? I am hoping to do a stream this week. You know what? I think a picture would better describe it. I'm gonna do this either tomorrow or on Tuesday. Of course, I will let all you guys know what time it will be. But yeah, I'm actually gonna do a little stream about that. I mean, yeah, I think we all remember that day, don't we? Was it May the 14th, wasn't it? Last. So yeah, I'm gonna unnerve a lot of Arsenal and Tottenham fans in that stream. So I can't wait to do that. And I'm gonna
Oh,
call.
mate, that's going to be gold. I'll definitely be tuning in for that one.
I'm
That's
gonna
going to
do
be
a
epic.
whole session on that one, Geezer, because we've got to put them all in the bin. Yeah, these trust process merchants. I mean, yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, they all say that shit. Yeah, but they can't follow it up with what it's about. They don't know the answers.
Absolutely.
You know what it is? You get told that because it buys the people above time.
Yes.
Time. That's what it is. But they don't know what it is themselves, and they go around saying that shit. So now we're not doing it. You can get in the bin.
Daniel is sorting. Do you think Ferrari will win a race this year? Yes, at some point, but when we do, I have no idea. It just depends on the car, mate. All right, we won the sprint. I mean, whether you clash that as a victory or not, I don't know. At the end of the day, I want to win a full GP. They're more important to me than winning sprint races. 100%. Michael Shadad's entry on this channel. I mean, yeah, possibly, but at the end of the day, it's Michael's channel, so he can do what he wants at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're not keen on the sprints. I think that's fair enough. I mean, yeah, I think in terms of Formula One, I mean, yeah, of course, we all focus on the main event, don't we?
Yeah.
I think these sprints, obviously, they've become a thing. Obviously, they do it in F2, they do it in F3, don't they?
Yeah.
Obviously, they do it in the MotoGP as well. I think it's going to be 6 races they're doing the sprint this year.
Yeah. Same as last season, 6. Yeah.
Is it? So that's what? Almost a quarter of the races. Was it? We have what? 23, 24?
24. Yeah, 24 races.
Yeah. What do you think? What would happen if that becomes like a thing in every single event every weekend? I mean, obviously we're seeing it in the MotoGP. No, obviously they've been doing that. So, what do you think if it happens every single weekend?
To me, not sustainable. Especially tracks like Monaco, that it's a complete fucking waste of time. So to me, I think literally it would be a bad move, mate. But here we go. Let's have a look. When the next one is, it's in Miami on May the 2nd. It's the next sprint, and then it's in Belgium in July 25th. Which, to be honest, Belgium is a decent circuit to have it. To be fair. Yeah, overtaking opportunities. Then Austin, USA on the 17th to 19th of October. My birthday, by the way, 19th of October at Kota. They're having a sprint race, and then they're having one in Brazil.
That'll be good, Joshua J. Geezer. I mean, of course, I did see the MotoGP sprint in Corso yesterday, and that was actually very good. And the main race, that was top draw, by the way. So
yeah,
I can see why they're having it there. I mean, if it says half as good as that, as the sprint was yesterday. I mean, obviously, Benyaya and Quartararo. I mean, they benefited off the start line very well, and there was plenty of moves throughout the entire field from what I saw of that sprint yesterday. And today, that was top draw. So if it's anything as good as that, Therefore, yeah, have it.
I Yeah, so after Austin, then it's Sao Paulo on the 7th of November, and then the last one this season for the sprints is in Qatar on November the 28th. So, yeah, I mean, Qatar, not too sure about that one, but USA could work, but Belgium, absolutely. I think it'd be a real success in Belgium.
Yeah, they call it Sao Paulo now, don't they? It's not called Interlagos anymore.
Yeah, they used to call it Interlagos. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure why they've changed that, but fair enough. I mean, for me, it's still the Brazilian Grand Prix anyway, so it's not like the titles changed that much for me. So, yeah, I mean, so yeah, 6 is all right. I get it. I mean, it's bonus points that's available. I mean, I think that's the whole point for it, really. I mean, yeah, should it be there? Should it not be? I mean, that's it. It depends, doesn't it? It depends what people want, innit? It would be interesting if we all could take a vote on that and say, do we want the sprints? Do we not want it? I mean, yeah, I think a public vote, I think will be interesting in terms of that. I mean, but who knows? It's
yeah. But obviously, for race going fans, I think it's quite entertaining for them, but not necessarily for us viewers watching it. But people going to weekend events and that who want to see a bit more like fast action and that, then I get it. But for people at home watching it, you may be bored of it. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? But if they did do a poll, it would be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. So, yeah, I can. Yeah, it's a bit like a double-edged sword, that, isn't it? I mean, yeah, it's good for people who are actually at the event and obviously, paying going fans, but viewers, yeah, I think that's something that's going to have to be revisited, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the future. So, yeah. But yeah, they've got this idea because it's been done in other formulas, basically, hasn't it? I mean, that's where it's all in the end.
Yeah. But races like Monaco is pointless because you can't overtake an that track because these cars are too big for the circuit. I mean, let's get it right here, but I've heard they are getting shorter, the cars, so hopefully that will improve things a bit in the future. But the current state of F1 cars, you just cannot overtake in that circuit. But I would hate to see Monaco disappear because it's part of history and heritage, isn't it? So you've got to keep Monaco. There's no way you can remove Monaco. Same as no way you can remove Silverstone either. I mean, let's get the narrative right here. Like, Silverstone is so historic.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it'll be more entertaining if, let's say, if Monaco had a wet race, then that would be a different matter, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. Look, it's iconic. So for me, it stays on the calendar. I think, certain tracks need to stay on that calendar, because of the pure history. Obviously, Monaco, Silverstone, Spa, Monza. There are certain places, you've got to keep. Because let's say memorable races in terms of, let's say, the past. We don't want to get in a situation, let's say football, where you get soulless stadiums like what you could potentially get in football in the future. If you look at it that way as well.
Yeah. Good
I mean,
point. Very good point.
You look at football in contrast, yeah. You got all them new stadiums, and yet there's no atmosphere in any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Spuds, no atmosphere. More of a. I mean, they're even doing bloody concerts now because you know their team is that shit. You've got Arsenal. Never had any atmosphere in there in the first place. I mean, not many of their fans are real supporters.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another matter in terms of them. And obviously, let's say they're older generation ones. I mean, they're the ones who are not going to the games anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was it Jez, Arsenal history and more. He used to go to all the games, and then 6 or 7 years ago, he gave it up, didn't he, and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you don't, if you don't believe in the team, I get it, but it's going to be more people. Let's say the tourists are going to be going there anyway, don't they? So.
Yesterday I saw Eggbody at the Chelsea women's game today. I mean, what a run then, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think he'd be there, but yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. But yeah. There has been football this weekend. I think there was FA Cup. I've not seen the Man City game, but they've got through.
Yeah, I watched both matches today. I watched Preston North End against Villa, where number 10 scored his first goal for Aston Villa. He got 2 goals. He got 1 goal and he got a penalty as well. So, yeah, 2 goals. So he'd be very happy about that. But again, you need to consider the opposition, of course, because no disrespect to Preston North End, but yeah, number 10 up and running.
Yeah. So yeah, Palace, they're in the semis, aren't they? Expriese,
Yeah.
scored again, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, and Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah is going to Wembley, and yeah, I don't see Arsenal at Wembley. Funny that, isn't it? So yeah, I mean he's off to Wembley, isn't he? So,
Of course, like the semi-final ties are Aston Villa against Crystal Palace, and the other one, Man City against Nottingham Forest. That's the one I'm looking forward to. That could be a cracker, Forest against Man City at Wembley.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Man City are going to be the favourites. I think we all know that.
Yeah, because they want to try and salvage something from this season. Because they know they've been shit this season. They want to at least salvage a trophy, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Brighton Forest, that went to penalties. I didn't see that game. So, how bad was that game actually? I mean, I don't know if you watched it. So
I watched bits of it. Like I watched really the last 10 minutes and then 90, and then I watched all the extra time in the penalty shootout. I mean, yeah, until extra time really, there wasn't so much quality, but a couple shambolic penalties in the penalty shootout. I tell you, I mean, the Seagull Merchants penalties were awful.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm glad that they're in the mud. I mean, they are absolute wrong'uns as well. I mean, let's get that right. So yeah, they're in the bin as well. So that's furthers my good weekend. That's for sure. You know what? I mean, football is when you look at the games, they're poor. I mean, and this is why we can't let F1 go down that road. I mean,
100%.
yeah, I mean, if F1 ends up, let's say, at all these new tracks and the atmosphere isn't the same. We just can't let it go down that way. We can't let it go and it ends up like football.
We can't, mate. Nope.
You know. So yeah, you need the old favourites. You know, back. You know, in it. You know, you need all the old favourites in that, you know, on that calendar. And that's
Yeah.
why I said for me, you know, we need more tracks, let's say Nürburgring and, you know, the Sepang circuit as well. We need
Yes.
the more original tracks back on that calendar again.
Yeah, it's like,
I think,
fuck the street circuits. They're boring as shit. Getting them
yeah,
off the calendar, seriously.
yeah. I mean, we've got plenty of street circuits anyway. I think,
Yeah,
look, the only two that we should keep are Monaco and Singapore.
100%.
We should only keep two. You
Yeah,
know, we only need two. So yeah, for me, obviously, you know, Singapore should stay on the calendar because you get plenty of action on that track.
yeah,
And obviously, you know, it's a night race as well, isn't it? It's a night race, isn't it? So
yes.
yeah, I say keep that on the calendar. So yeah, there only needs to be what, two?
It's a
Uh,
bit like in America. 3 races in America. I mean, what are we doing here? Ridiculous. Seriously. Like, I agree with, like, F1 Fanatics, what he says,
oh,
which he usually calls AmiFC Racer, by the way, but he renamed himself F1 Fanatics. Literally, he said that there should be 1 race per country, which I would agree with that, 100%. It's a bit like San Marino and Monza. It's like Imola is okay, but which would you rather keep, Imola or Monza? Monza, 100%. You can't beat the thrill and passion and Monza with the
yeah,
Tifosi. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So, bin off at San Marino and bring back more historic circuits, 1 race per country. I say, and that's the way I would take F1 forwards. But you've got that fraud, Stefano Di Macarte, which, don't get me wrong, he was good at Ferrari, right? But
oh yeah,
working for FIA, I mean, he is an absolute fraud, seriously.
yeah. Look, you know, San Marino, that was actually that was off the calendar for a very long time. It
Yeah,
only got brought back during the COVID era. That's the
that's
only
right.
reason it got brought back.
Big up Josh, mate, and big up Michael, teammate Bosch. Big up Adam Partridge. Good to see you on here, mate. Big up to you.
Yeah, I mean, originally it wasn't even on the F1 calendar, but I think they must have made that a permanent thing.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I do agree. You know, 1 race per country. You know, yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, it's ridiculous that Germany have not got a Grand Prix. I mean, come on. I
I mean,
mean,
come on. What are we doing here? Seriously.
obviously, you've got Mercedes there in the paddock, and obviously, you've got Nico Hulkenberg there. Look, I think there will be still a strong turnout for the German Grand Prix. I mean, all right, yeah. I mean, yeah, there might not be a Michael Schumacher or a Sebastian Vettel in the field, but are you telling me that not enough German people that would not turn out for a motorsport weekend? I mean, nah.
Nah,
No,
get out here, man. No chance.
so yeah, I think it's a no-brainer for me. I think I know there was Nürburgring. I think that came under as the European Grand Prix originally. Hockenheim was the German Grand Prix, but for me, I preferred Nürburgring. Look, the old original layout of Hockenheim I liked, the trees and what have you, the old layout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've hired Frozen there, geezer. But since that new layout, it's not for me.
Nope.
So for me, it's a no-brainer. Nürburgring every single time. And if you get
Talking,
wet race
yeah.
there,
Sorry, talking in Nürburgring, can you remember 2005? Kimi Raikkonen and Fernando Alonso when Raikkonen's tyre exploded on the final lap.
yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kimi Raikkonen was in the McLaren back then.
Yeah.
Was yeah. Fernando Alonso in the Renault. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, yeah, you had plenty of fantastic races in the Nürburgring. So, for me, that it's a no-brainer. You've got if you get the German Grand Prix back on the calendar, you go to the Nürburgring. Simple as that. And yeah, for me, Malaysia, Sepang, that's got to be back on there for me. I think we still go there in terms of the MotoGP. So the MotoGP is still there. So surely.
Also, another one, Manicourt. What did you think of Manicourt in France? That's another one what got removed to us, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that one. You know, I mean, obviously, look, Michael Schumacher had good success there, if I remember. We in that 2002, 2004 cars. I mean, oh my God, them cars were dominant.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Didn't Michael Schumacher win halfway through the F1 season?
I think so.
2004?
Yeah.
That Ferrari, that was something else, wasn't it, geezer? I mean, we were turning up every weekend winning them races. I mean, let's get it right.
Yeah, also, Barcelona 2001. Can you remember when Mika Häkkinen's engine went bang and Schumacher literally won the race on the final lap? I mean, that was unreal, honestly. I mean, I don't think I watched it live, but I've watched that back on YouTube loads of times, It's just unreal, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. This is why you got to love F1. And of course, them C10 engines, they used to overheat and went bang, but these days you hardly get any engine blowouts with these hybrids. So it's like I remember you used to have dramatic engine blowouts. It was mental, absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean the only kind of let's say anything explosive that happens is a brake failure these days.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we don't get that now, do we? Where you have the engine failure and it goes kaboom like that, and then yeah. I mean, yeah, we've only had a few moments where it catches fire. I mean, that's probably the exciting bit, but yeah, that gets extinguished out very quickly, doesn't it, these days? But yeah, there are some things that I'm happy about. There are some things, I'm not so keen on. I'm happy about the fact that the lap cars could get through and go on the lead lap. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Because we had that problem in the past, didn't we? All these lapped cars mixing it with the leaders. For me, I never lapped that side of things. But so I agree with that. That's been good. The thing is, in terms of the weather, and it's all this, red flag, safety car. I'm sorry, nah, get out of here. I mean, come on.
Yeah, down here, man.
A wet race is where you get to learn your craft, where you learn your skills.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Brazil last year. We saw that. obviously, especially Max Verstappen, we saw that.
Yeah.
So if you have a wet race, why do we not just start the race? Why do we need a bloody safety car? We don't need that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I want an action and chaotic race. A bit like, like what we got tonight, in the MotoGP, we got that tonight. That's
Oh,
what I want to see. Yeah. And that's why I talked about, when you do these watch alongs and nothing happens, I mean, it's difficult, and then you've got to rely on your chat, aren't you? You've
I,
got to rely on them landing it.
of
But
course, like with TNT Sports, I got Discovery Plus, so I'll be able to watch a full replay in that MotoGP race. So yeah, I'll definitely go back and watch that at some point.
Yeah, you go and do that, Joshua J. Geezer. I mean, yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it tonight. And I mean, my guy, he won.
Yeah.
He got the job done. And you know what? 25 points. Yeah, we needed that for the championship because I mean, look, Marc Marquez, there's no doubting what he's achieved in MotoGP. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's unreal what he's achieved, isn't it? 6-time world champion. I mean, if he does win this year, I think he equals Valentino Rossi. So,
Wow.
it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, and not to mention, with Marc Marquez, he's come back from all them injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, in the past few years, he's had crashes, he's had injuries, surgeries, he's missed a number of races. But you know what? And he's delivering. He's delivering well up until tonight, anyway. So yeah, I mean, he's got to be, applauded for that alone, hasn't he? I mean, let's get that right. Coming back. But Benyaya, my God, he landed the minerals tonight. So
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed that. So yeah. What I mean, obviously, in terms of Ferrari, Joshua J, Suzuka next week. Surely we could get both cars in the top 6. Will we have to fix with the upgrades? Will we see any progress with the upgrades?
I mean, I'd like to think we would, but I mean, other times, literally with upgrades, you feel they're going to pay off, but sometimes it makes the car even fucking worse because you're trying to rush it, and so that's always the number one worry, that rushing these upgrades could actually derail the car even more. I mean, who knows, mate?
Yeah, it's not a guarantee upgrades, is it?
No.
I mean, yeah, rushing them, that's worrying to me if they're rushing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I want to see some improvement. I mean, we can't finish 23 seconds behind the race winner.
Nope.
It's not good enough, Joshua J. Geezer. This is Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are we doing here?
Absolutely, mate.
So, yeah, I hope the upgrades will have some improvement. Will it be enough for us to win? Probably not. It would be nice if we could get a step on the podium. I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But in terms of the car currently, I'd be just happy if we actually finish. And can we make sure we don't get disqualified this time?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that isn't going to happen again. So
I mean, I'm confident it won't, and I bet
Yeah,
you our team principal, Fred Fisher, absolutely tears them a new asshole, back at Ferrari HQ and that because Fred
yeah,
Fisher doesn't take any messing around, mate. We got literally a team principal who lands the minerals. He says it how it is, He kind of reminds me of Ross Brawn a little bit, He
yeah,
wants his team to be successful. We got the drivers lined up, but Fred Vasseur, he can't do it all on his own. He needs the engineering department to be successful. He needs the strategists to be successful. It's just like as a team, that's how you win. But if you're not on the same page,
yeah,
then you're not going to win, are you? I mean, it's as simple as that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, we saw, let's say shades of it in the sprint. I know that's, I know you think about sprint races a little bit differently, but yeah, I mean, for me, they count. But yeah, the next stage is we want the full GP because,
Yeah,
that's when we're going to realize where we are, isn't it? So,
yeah.
but yeah, we need mighty improvement. Seriously, we sure do. And that's why I've put that in my title there.
Yeah,
Make Ferrari great again. That is my headline.
I
Geezer.
mean, it's just that we've had some bad Ferraris in the past,
Mm.
though, mate. Like the 2009 was abysmal. Like 2012 Ferrari, that was abysmal. But somehow Fernando Alonso was in the title fight that season. I mean, it is crazy. We should have been nowhere, but yeah, Alonso took it to the final race of the season.
Yeah. And then there was the 2020 Ferrari.
Oh my God, mate!
That
Yeah.
was a difficult season and a half, wasn't it?
I mean,
Uh,
can you remember Spa and Monza? Literally, we were getting overtaken by our customer teams. I mean, what the fuck was that all about? Seriously.
I mean, it was a mess, wasn't it? I mean, and obviously, Charles Leclerc. I think that might have been his first or second season, and then he outperformed Vettel. I mean, yeah, and obviously, at that stage with Vettel, it was the point of no return, wasn't it? Um,
I mean, obviously, the one car I thought was epic was the 2019 Ferrari. It's a really
yeah,
good car, but unfortunately, we got caught out on with the engine power. Apparently we cheated in the regulations, so that's why we had to redesign the whole engine in 2020. So we weren't just the only Ferrari powered
no,
car affected; it was our customer teams as well, because all of our customer teams looked absolutely shit that season. Sauber and Haas as well.
yeah, they were, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, all teams, most teams do it. Joshua J. Geezer, yeah. I mean, of course, you want that, extra little bit of advantage, and if you have that in your car, you're gonna want to use it, aren't you? I mean, I know, I would want to. And
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, definitely, we need that now in terms of Ferrari. I mean, yeah, I mean, that was difficult last weekend. It just, it just weren't it, were it?
I
Uh,
mean, yeah, someone needs to be held accountable for that because we cannot have that again. Otherwise, we're going to get bad press on this, and it's just going to get real ugly, isn't it? I mean, that's the last thing we want because we came so close to winning the title last season. So
mm,
technically, this is a season where we should be going one better. We should be laying down a marker. But at the moment, I'm even worried about finishing behind Mercedes. I mean, Hamilton's left Mercedes, and yet Mercedes could finish ahead of us in the championship. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, good point. That I mean, oh, yeah, we've got a bit of work to do this season, haven't we?
Yeah,
Oh, you know, I think there was that comment, wasn't there, about do you think Ferrari will win a race this year? For me, I will say yes.
yes,
When? I think, judging by the way it is at the moment, I think maybe halfway through the season.
yeah,
I mean, I bloody hope it's not going to be, let's say, Belgium onwards, and then we end up dominating, and then, we'll end up looking back saying, what a poor first half of the season we all had.
yeah. Can you remember 2023? That was very poor first half of the season, but then we
Yeah,
kind of came alive with the 2023 Ferrari. So I'm hoping we can do it again, but it'd probably be too late to win the title, unfortunately, because we'll be too many points behind. But if we can come up on top of this problem quickly, then who knows? We might have a chance, but it's like, I just don't know, mate. It's like, are we going to leave it too late again?
yeah. That's what I'm wondering at the moment. I mean, I hope not. I mean, yeah, I mean next weekend, obviously, it's look, different country, different track.
Yeah,
So yeah, there's the upgrades. How much impact the upgrades will make, obviously, we'll wait and see.
yeah,
I'm concerned about the fact that they're rushing them, which is worrying me slightly.
yeah,
Um, so look, if we can get both cars in, let's say, in the top six, but I do want a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I want more than that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, look, we want more than the top six, don't we? I mean, we don't want to just like finish fifth and sixth again, like we did in the last one, obviously before the disqualification.
yeah,
I'm hoping we'll be on the pace with, let's say, Max and George Russell. I mean,
yeah,
let's hope so, because yeah, if we're not, even with them upgrades, and then yeah, it's going to be time to push out the red alert.
yeah,
Virtually, isn't it?
yeah. And the Red Alert is thinking, then, say we're nowhere, say in a couple races, say 3 or 4 races time, we got a decision to make. It's like, do we carry on with this car, or do we just like put it in the bin and just think, let's focus on the new regulations in 2026? But I don't want that. I want them to unlock this SF at 25, because I think it has potential. Like, they
Yeah,
altered the suspension a little bit there, concept of the car, but it doesn't look too much different to last year's. So it's like, but this is the story with Ferrari. One year you can have a really good car, but then somehow back at HQ they seem to fuck up, and then it's absolutely nowhere. The next season. So it seems to be a recurring theme with us, which we got to try and snap out of it. Otherwise, we won't be winning a title anytime soon. I'm sorry to say. It's like, come on, Ferrari, the prancing horse badge. Don't let that prancing horse badge down. It's like, get us back into the top at F1 again. Seriously. It's like, we had 16 or 17 years hurt without a title. It's like, just end this pain now. Seriously.
yeah, and I bet I mean, let's get it right. Enzo Ferrari, he would have been in, landing all the minerals, wouldn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
let's get it right. I mean, I just think even when we had that dream team back in the day, I mean,
Yeah.
before then, yeah, obviously, John Top, Ross Brawn, and all those legendary guys. Before then, we were nowhere before that.
Absolutely.
In 90s. So, we just need the team needs to be unlocked. So, yeah, for me, I say continue with this car. That's what I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be let's say some teams that are, probably going to say bin it. I mean, but look, it's in Sauber's case. I mean, they're going to be Audi anyway, aren't they? So it's not good for them. Look, the teams
But
are down. Oh, right, go on.
sorry, mate. I'll let you carry on a second. Connor Reigns, I'm really happy with how my favourite team has started. Just wearing that Piastri looks better now. Norris or should have beat him in the first race too. I mean, I never knew you're a McLaren fan, Connor. So that's very interesting, mate. You've taught me something new tonight, seriously. But yeah, that's a good point. Oscar Piastri, do I think he could be world champion? Possibly, because Lando Norris, he has that bottling nature, doesn't he?
Yeah, it'll be interesting if let's say the team itself and Zach Brown, if they let them race. I think we would all prefer that, just let them race. I mean, they've got a dominant car,
Yeah,
like what we've seen so far. Let them race. Why
yeah, let
not?
them race, mate. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that McLaren is just, it reminds me of like the, say, what is it? The 2020 Mercedes and the
Mm.
2023 Red Bull. I mean, that McLaren just looks like it's on rails at the moment, and it's going to be very hard for anyone to beat that McLaren. I mean, let's get it right here. They really invested well, and I think they had some sort of Abu Dhabi or Dubai investment the last couple of years. So that explains why they're starting to dominate F1 again. So yeah, an interesting one. But it's like, yeah, at the moment, I just cannot see who is going to beat that car this season.
Yeah, I mean, if we end up start winning races halfway through the season, yeah, we're gonna be too far back, aren't we? I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
What's your opinions of science being shops at Hamilton? I've always liked science, so always harsh, never really rated Leclerc, if I'm honest. Oh, that's interesting, Connor. But yeah, I
oh,
thought sacking Carlos Sainz or dropping him was very harsh, but I can see why we went for a second time world champion because we're trying to win the title, aren't we? So, and Hamilton wants to try and get that eighth world title. So, I can see why Hamilton came to the Scuderia, but will we let him down? This is my number one worry.
look, yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, I think Carlos Sainz has, got a lot. I think he's got quite a few. He's got a lot of fans in sport, hasn't he? From
Yeah,
what I've seen. Uh, Look, I think he's always been solid, hasn't he? Leclerc, Sainz, and I think Sainz has given Leclerc quite a few good races over the years, hasn't he?
yeah,
Whilst he's teammate. So, uh, yeah, I get that side of it. I mean, but obviously, Lewis Hamilton's profile is massive, and then obviously, when the opportunity presented itself, this is. I mean, for Ferrari to have a seven-time world champion in the car, it's a must, isn't it?
yeah,
And if it does get, if Lewis Hamilton could get him over that line, I think he's got a 2-year contract. So, well, there's this season or next season. So, He's. I mean, they're going to have to be, let's say, quick about it. Given the new regulations, haven't we? Next year. So
I mean, if we can come on top of the car, it's like who do you give top priority to? It's like then we got a decision to make. Like, do we prioritize Leclerc or do we prioritize Hamilton? Like, if Leclerc is higher in the championship, I say let's prioritize Leclerc, but
yeah,
also give Hamilton the machinery as well. But if you're looking to score some more points, then let Charles do it. But it's like if the roles were reversed, if Hamilton was in a stronger position than Leclerc, say prioritise Hamilton. So that's
yeah,
another key factor you got to consider as well.
yeah. I mean, hopefully, we are going to be in a situation, where we're going to be fighting for a championship.
Yeah.
At the moment, I mean, if we can only judge it on the first 2 rounds, I mean, I can't see it currently. But I am hoping as the season goes on that we will get better because we need to.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get it right. I mean, come on. I mean, as it stands, we'll probably. We don't want to end up being the 4th best team on the grid, do we?
No chance.
So yeah, if we can race George Russell and Max Verstappen in that next race in Suzuka, therefore I will be very happy about that.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need a lot more if we're going to challenge McLaren. I think we're going to need quite a lot more.
Thanks, mate. Yep. And it's like, I will lose my shit right. Ferrari, if they decided to sack Fred Vasseur, oh my goodness me, mate. Yeah. Just you wait, I'll fucking lose it big time.
No, surely that can't happen. I mean, is it his second year, isn't he? Second, 3rd year now?
Yeah, 3rd year, I think.
Look, nah. I mean,
Nah.
no, not for me. Geezer, I say, you got to keep him. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So,
because Fred Vasseur, he did wonders at Sauber, he actually did very well there. So, and to me, I think this is the best team principal we got since, Ross Brawn or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's get it right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We're just... Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, promising Ferrari. I think as long as they can get their priorities in order and stop making silly mistakes, it's an easy top 2 with McLaren. Facts, I still think at the moment, in this very moment in time, we're still the 2 best cars on the grid. But unfortunately, so far, we've just got it wrong in the first 2 races. But hopefully, very soon, we can put it right and be right up there with the McLarens. But like I said, that McLaren's on rails, so it's going to be very, very difficult to beat. But as long as we can slowly start to close in on them, I'll be very happy about that.
Yeah. I mean, we could have done a lot better in Melbourne, but obviously, we ended up staying out. When all the chaos started, and that was not the best move. So there are a few things that need to be looked at. Obviously, let's say we've got to get our strategy right, and we've got to not make errors in terms of, let's say, regulations or, let's say, the car. And if we can iron all that out, I think we'll have a car that's, let's say, second in the championship at least. Can we challenge McLaren? That's another matter.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, to me, their favourites by country mile, mate. I mean, just that car. If we can come on top and beat them at the end of the season, I'll have the happiest grin on my face that we've actually done it. We've actually gone one better than last year. But at the moment, I think the best we can hope for really is second in the championship, I think, in this very moment in time. So,
You know, for
yeah,
me, next week, let's say if we get third and fourth, I would say that is a good weekend.
yeah,
If we're battling George and Max for position on track, which is what I'm hoping for with
yeah,
their upgrades, third and fourth, I would say is a very good weekend. You
yeah.
know, honestly.
Uh,
So
all Connor Reigns. Red Bull are in self-destruct facts, and I think it's too soon still for Russell and Antonelli. It's too young to push on. It's second is Ferrari to lose, 100%. I agree, if we get
yeah,
it right, second is ours to lose.
yeah, we just got to cut out the errors. As soon as we've cut out the errors, I think second place, will be there. But yeah, I think if we could get a podium, let's say third in Suzuka with either driver, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
Third and fourth, I'll take that.
but say we're in fifth and sixth again, then I think. Do you think it's time to hit the emergency button if we're in that position again?
For me, yes. I want to
Yes.
see a little improvement. I don't want to see us finishing 23 seconds behind the race winner. So if we can get that down to, let's say, 10 to 15, and therefore I will be happy with that.
Yeah.
If it's third and fourth next weekend, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything less than that, it's going to be, we're going to have to push that red button, I reckon.
Yep.
But I hope not, though.
I hope not. No, I hope. But I mean, I still believe we can get better. It's just, it's going to be such a disappointment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Literally, let's get it right. This was a season where it meant to be going one better, and just imagine if we finish third or fourth in the championship. I mean, how shocking would that be, mate? Seriously.
Yeah, we had all that expectation in, when it was season testing, and even before that, I mean, we all had our hopes, reach high levels, didn't we? Due to seeing Lewis Hamilton in them red overalls for the first time, or seeing him on the track at Maranello, in that Ferrari for the very first time. I mean, yeah, our expectations all hit the roof.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
and we all thought, yeah, this is the season where we're going to win the drivers and the constructors. But these first two races, it's been a bit of reality bites, in a sense. So, yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, say if the team have messed up on the car, and then someone needs to be held accountable because this is potentially a write-off of a season if they have messed up on the car. So it's like the engineering department or strategy department, technical department would need to hire in a new asshole if that's happening. Then Fred Vasseur would definitely land some minerals thinking, right, this is unacceptable. This is not Ferrari. You better sort your shit out, otherwise I'm going to start moving people around.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, I mean, you could tell, I bet, Ross Brawn, John Tott, they would have been in landing minerals, and they would have had to have done that at the beginning anyway, because, obviously, when they were at Ferrari, Ferrari was not a race-winning car. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously that first season in '96 was about trying to win a race. You know, which we did win 3 of them. You know, of course, there was you know, '96 in Spain, of course, the weather race, which you know, a lot of people do remember. You know, including myself. But yeah, I mean, and eventually, I mean, yeah, it took about what? Yeah, obviously there was 96, 97, 98, 99. But eventually, if you stick with the same team, you know, you can't get there.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, 2000, I mean, that was our year. That was our year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it should have happened in 99, but we did it eventually. So for me, I say 100% we've got to stick with Fred Vasseur. 100%.
Thanks. Yep. Thanks, mate. Yep.
We'll get nowhere if we end up, let's say, pulling the trigger like that, and then we go and get bloody someone else,
Yeah.
and then
Thanks.
go backwards again. So
I agree. Yep.
and there's not really anyone out there anyway.
No.
At this moment in time, from what I can see. So it's a no-brainer. You know, stays in the job. So
Yeah.
and I do think it will come. We're gonna have that season where we're gonna land it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a bit like with McLaren, you know, they showed glimpses of getting back there, then they weren't quite there, but they stuck with this engineering team. And look at them last season, won the constructors and that. So it's no reason why we can't do the same either. Like Williams, I wouldn't rule them out making a comeback at some stage, to be honest, which because they got the potential to come back. They actually started this season off quite well, Williams. So fair play to them. So it's
Yeah,
like if we can make a comeback, then Williams can make a comeback as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I mean the game regular points finishing, so yeah, they're in, you know, stepping in the right direction, aren't they?
yeah,
In a position for a race win, no.
no,
And I don't think they are in terms of a podium at this moment in time either. But yeah, regular points finishes, I think, will be seen as a good season for them, I'll say.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean that midfield battle. I mean it's not easy, is it? I mean you got the Racing Bulls in there. You've got Haas. You've got Aston Martin.
yeah,
Look, Alpine are going to improve. They'll improve. Look, I mean it's going to be very competitive, that midfield. So
yeah,
and you never know. Maybe Sauber could get in there. I mean, look, all these cars are not like miles away from each other, are they? I mean, not really.
yeah, facts. Yeah,
It's going to be about who's going to focus on 2026 first with those new regulations. So, in a sense, it's about who's giving up first.
yeah. Daniel Ice 14. Do you think a top team will come in to science again? Oh, this a bit of a tricky one. I mean, what do you think, Michael? Do you think a top team will come back in for him again, or do you think he's had his day in the top team?
I don't think he'll go to Red Bull because
No.
if he had gone there, it would have done it last year.
Yeah.
Red Bull had most of the year to sign him. They didn't. So yeah, they're focused on their young driver program. Mercedes depends on Russell, and I think Fernando Alonso would be first in queue if that happens. Let's say if anything happens with George Russell, which at the moment I don't think so. Ferrari. Depends on Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Let's say Ferrari, after Hamilton, yeah. Let's say they sign Max Verstappen. Let's say if they do.
Yeah.
Will Charles Leclerc be there? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, isn't it?
I think he will. But, I mean, Max Verstappen, if he ends up in them red overalls, he's got to be expected to be the one who fights for the championship.
Yeah.
So, is Charles Leclerc going to want to be a number 2? That's the question.
No, I don't reckon he is. You know, I think he's going to want to be a number 1.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things there in terms of sites in a top team. I think it'll be very difficult for Carlos.
Yeah.
I think it'll
Yeah,
be
I agree. Yeah. I mean, which is unfortunate, but unfortunately, there's so many younger generation drivers coming through. So that's another thing what's going to make it even more difficult.
Carlos Sainz might have a solid, let's say, a solid career in F1, let's say for the next few years. But yeah, top team, nah. I just don't see it.
No.
I mean, look. I mean, I even said this on your streams and mine. You know, we talked about Nico Hulkenberg, you know, never being in a top team.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be too difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, if Nico Hulkenberg can't be in a top team, therefore I can't see Carlos Sainz getting in there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Esteban Ocon. He had, you know, let's say strong links with Mercedes. That never happened. So, yeah, it's going to be very difficult. And then, as you said, there's the young drivers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just can't see it.
I mean, look, fair play to him. He did a solid job for us, and I'll forever be thankful for that. But I can see why we went for Lewis Hamilton, you know, because obviously Hamilton's elite at the end of the day, isn't he? So, of course, we're going to go for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But anyway, Michael, shout your channel. What you got coming up, mate?
Yeah. Of course, my channel is the Michael.ChelseaFC. Of course, I cover, you know, Chelsea matches, men and women. And then, of course, I do Formula One watch-alongs. Of course, I do MotoGP watch-alongs as well. I'm going to do a stream about Arsenal and Tottenham, which will be a cooking session. So, obviously, it'll either be Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, depends how much rest I get. But if I land it tomorrow, I will land it. I'll let all you guys know what time that'll be. I mean, I think it'll be 6 o'clock in the evening. I mean, I want to get everyone in for that one. So yeah, we've got to tear these clubs into a new arsehole. They're ruining English football. They're ruining football in general, and we're not having it.
I agree, mate. 100%.
Yeah, and that trust the process. Yeah, they're going to get in the bin with.
Yeah,
they're going to get the double silver spoon. Let's get out. Yeah, we're not having this. Trust the process, acceptance. Get in the bin. Nah, we're not doing it.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man.
In terms of that, geezer, I blame them clubs for that because they started this. But as fans, us football fans, we're going to finish it. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to land.
Yeah.
And of course, on Thursday, Chelsea versus Spuds. I am doing a watch along to that. So yeah, it is on Sky. You were right, Geezer. I will be there for that one.
Yeah.
And then of course, England, Belgium, women's international football. I think I might do that on Friday as well. And
Yeah.
then of course we've got the Japanese Grand Prix coming up. I mean, let's get it right. I'm excited about that. Now,
Yeah.
so I can't wait for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah, so I got coming up on my football channel. I'm going to do a live watch on today, Torino versus Lazio in the Serie A. So that is a 7:45 kickoff. So probably go live about 7:30. Then I'll be back live on this channel again for Ruben Amorim press conference reaction, or should I say the PRS conference?
The PR Premier League.
Yeah, the PR Emir League.
Rainbow Unicorn League.
Yep, facts, mate, facts. But anyway, we are going to be redirecting now to Lee Gunner. He's currently live and doing a stream, so yep, big up to every single one of you. So, yeah, make sure you go and spam Lee Gunner's chat, Mr. Joshy J Raid. And once again, thanks for coming on, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely, Joshua J. And keep landing it, Geezer.
Yeah,
Keep
absolutely. Yep,
right.
Yep.
Blue Coat out, Clown Lake out. Let's get it right.
Glazers out, Sir Jim out, and Brown Envelopes out as well. And on that note, great again. Yep. On that note, we're out of here, people. Lasers.